back to another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello, everyone, to all of my new subscribers and new family members. Hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, listen, y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, family. You know I'm always plugging our Thursday night live streams. Listen, this is where we go from healing to wholeness to boldness. Listen, I don't want y'all to miss that Thursday night live stream. There are so many great nuggets that are dropped in that Thursday night live stream. Listen, family, this is where we actually learn how to take care of the soul, okay? To really have those deep conversations with the soul, to make sure that we understand what it is that we need to do on a day-to-day basis to take care of ourselves, to be vigilant when it comes to that soul work. And not only that, once you have gone through abuse like narcissistic abuse, listen, you need some soul work. You need some soul care, okay? Because that thing really damages the soul. And the soul is, of course, part of your spirit nature, but it's comprised of your mind, your will, your emotions. And so all of those things are affected in narcissistic abuse. And so we want you to, of course, you know, those of us here on the channel, we want you to definitely be in contact with those people that have gone through some of the same things that you've gone through. In the chat, very good comments, conversation that we're having there. And I just really do believe that it will bless you, all right? And what I'd like for you to do, also, those of you, why don't you go to some of the live streams, the past live streams, and take a look at the comment section and see how people are being blessed. I'd love to see you there. Holy Spirit meets us there. I'd like to see you meet us too. All right. 5:30 p.m. Thursday nights is when we go live. If you're on the Facebook and YouTube platforms, which if you're watching this video, you are, please turn your notification bells on so you are notified when we go live. All right. And y'all know I'm about to ask y'all to what? Hit that like button, hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that like button for your girl. Fist bump. Can we do that? Can y'all help a sister out? Please. Please and thank you. Can y'all really help a sister out? Because y'all know what? Here's the thing. Somebody hit it for you. And I want y'all to be those, the wonderful sisters and brothers that you are, and want your other sisters and brothers to get out too. Okay, so I would love for you all to hit that like button for someone else. All right, guess what? They're going to be blessed because you decided to do your part. All right. So the goal of the day, y'all know, is 2.1K plus on the likes. If you rocks with your girl, y'all hit that like button for your girl. Okay, please. For your auntie, for some of y'all call me auntie. Some of y'all like y'all, I'm the big sister you never had. Okay, for your big sister. Some of y'all say y'all like the mother I never had. Okay, giving you this good advice and wisdom and, you know, different things like that. So y'all help me out. Okay, I need y'all to help a sister out. All right. All right, y'all. Also, those of you that are in need of private one-on-one coaching, I am accepting new coaching clients. So you can email me on the email below. All right. Also, y'all, if you haven't done so already, pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan. It is pinned in the description below. Okay. And listen, this is a showstopper, a jaw dropper. Baby, you don't want to miss that. Okay, you don't want to miss that. You want to pick up this book, grab a copy for yourself and someone else so y'all can see how these birds really get down. Okay, y'all can see how they really do their thing when they have too much supply. And they got too much time and means, okay? Because this one right here had means. So grab a copy for yourself and someone else, all right? And recommend it to your book club. Those of you that need t-shirts or that would like to order the t-shirts that's listed in the community section of the channel, my new brand, email me and we'll get you set up for your t-shirt so you can sport the new brand, Ruach HaKodesh Wear. All right, y'all. Let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to get right to it. I want to talk about when the narcissist discards you. What happens to your deepest and darkest secrets that you shared with them? Y'all, this one is a hard one. I ain't gonna even lie. This one is rough. It's a rough one. Recently, there was something that came up about this. And it was really sad. You know, I can't even lie. It was really sad because this person was really distraught and betrayed, you know, about what happened. And this wasn't necessarily in a romantic relationship. They were friends, but it does happen in a romantic relationship too. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to let y'all know the dangers of oversharing, you know, and basically being in contact with a person that doesn't have regard for loyalty, nor do they have regard for, they don't have any integrity. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Let me just teach right here real quick. Even when you are no longer speaking to a person, just a normal person, I'm not talking about a narcissist, I'm just talking about in general. Whenever you're talking about a normal situation where, okay, maybe something happened, the friendship is no longer or whatever, it's your integrity that causes you to keep, you know, whatever was shared in confidence, you know, with you or confidentially with you. You keep those things under lids. You don't talk about that person in that way, even if you don't have anything else to do with them, unless it's something that the FBI or the CIA, somebody contacting you about something that went down, your freedom could possibly be in jeopardy. That's different. But y'all, I want to talk to y'all about, you know, what actually happens when the narcissist, you've been discarded. What happens to your private information, your deepest and darkest secrets, you know, that you share with them? Narcissists are overgrown children, you know, and the reason I said that is because I want to set the stage already for you to understand. Think about how a overgrown child or a toddler behaves, okay? And the emotional intelligence of said kind. Okay. And that's going to give you a little bit of, you know, what you should expect when it comes to this type of situation. Narcissists are very vindictive. You know, they are very much revengeful individuals, and they always are looking for get back. Okay. So this situation primarily happens when the narcissist, if you're resisting and the narcissist is having to discard you because you're asking questions, you won't let them cheat in peace. You refuse to be gaslighted. You refuse to be to allow the narcissist to trauma dump on you anymore. You refuse to be projected onto, blame shift, and all of that. This is when this is usually going to come into play, because now you're setting boundaries and you're basically making it difficult for the narcissist to have a relationship with you. Okay? Because their relationship is definitely about totalitarianism, if that's what we can call it, and control. Okay? Because this is what a narcissist feels that is going to be love to them. You know, love to them is control. And I don't know how in the world that could be love to anyone when God is love and he does not want to control us. He gives us the right to have free will. He gives us the right to have free will. So whenever you're dealing with a narcissist in any type of situation, especially something like this, you have to look at it like, okay, you're dealing with an overgrown child. How would a child behave in this way? So when you are given that narcissist resistance and you're pushing back in the devaluation stage and things like that, all of the things that you shared with the narcissist in confidence, you know, they compartmentalize this information. Okay. They put it in the back of their minds and they're just like, okay, I'm going to leave that right there until I need it. That's what they do. And so what happens is when you when you're going through the devaluation stage and you're giving them that pushback, they will say things to you like, oh, well, you remember when you did this or when you did that? I bet you don't want anybody to know this. And I bet you don't want anybody to know that, and a lot of this information they got, during the first few weeks of the relationship. You done shared with them 0 to 12 years, the 0 to 12 years part of your life. This is what happens and when we overshare. But nonetheless, you didn't know that was a narcissist that you were talking to, and this person was going to try to drag you, and take advantage of you. And not only that, use those confidential things that you shared with them, private things, to basically try to control you with that. You know what I'm saying? So this is their form or their way of get back. They bring it up to you in the devaluation stage to try to back you down off of what you are bringing to their attention. That's what they want to do. When you won't back down and you're basically going to try to hold the narcissist accountable for what they've done, then here comes the unloading of all of the things that you've shared with them, because you are basically telling them, I'm not going to be gaslighted. I'm not going to be lied to. I'm not going to be cheated on. I'm not going to do any of that. That the narcissist feels like that they are just naturally entitled to do. Make it make sense. Seriously, right? But it also creates, if they see you beginning to react in a way where you're going to like back up and acquiesce, they're going to keep going in that same vein, right? They're going to keep doing it. Why? Because they know that this is bothering you. You don't want that information to be disclosed to anyone, because if you wanted everybody to know, you would have told everybody. But again, you didn't think you were dealing with a narcissist. You didn't know what you were dealing with. So, unfortunately, in this situation, what the narcissist is going to do with your private information is that they're going to gauge what information they release based upon how you respond to what they want you to do. Okay? Even though they're discarding you. Right? But we all know that it's not a discarding, it's a shelving. This is what they do. They want to shelf you, and they want you to sit up on that shelf until they're ready to pull you down and play with you again. But you don't let them know, listen, you're not going to play with me. I'm not a toy, and I'm not part of the Mattel game system. So you're not going to play with me, period. So what the narcissist does is they take all of that information and they look at they're like, okay, so you're still saying no, you're going to hold them accountable. Okay, so then what they're going to do is, they're going to go ahead and discard you. Because most of y'all, I know y'all going to testify in the comments below. They're going to discard. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to start a smear campaign. And then you're going to hear about it in the smear campaign. Now, the thing about it is they so diabolical that what these clowns will do is they'll mix truth with lies. So they'll put extras on it. You told them it was this, but they gonna make it up like it's, it's all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to throw their little extra in, and then you're like, that's a lie. That didn't happen. This didn't happen. But the point of the matter is this. Even though all of this is going on, and Lord help you if you sent them some pictures that had you in some compromised situations or positions or whatever, or, improperly clothed, they can go ham, egg, and cheese with that. But guess what? There are laws to protect you when it comes to that. So make sure you utilize that if that's something that you have had to come across or deal with. But basically what it is it's a whole game of control. Okay, they just want control over you and the situation however they can get that. And that's a lot of times what they're doing with this information is, y'all, they just using it to control you. Yeah, they're going to discard you, but guess what? They're using it to control your life, right? Because they know you don't want that information to get out to people. But what you got to say is this, and this is what you got to come to the resolve of. And I want y'all to know, because those of you that are dealing with this or you've had to deal with it in the past, I want y'all to know this, is that no amount of information, I don't care what it is, is worth staying in a situation and being, you know, when I say you basically just being abused constantly. And the narcissist is not going to stop. They're not going to stop. They're going to continue to do what they do. They're going to continue being an overgrown kid and throwing this stuff back in your face. But no amount of information, confidentiality or not, is worth you staying in a situation being abused and misused. You know, and my thing is this. This is what you have to do when you have to stand in the face of adversity like that. You let them know that, you know what, that was part of my past. That ain't got nothing to do with me today. Okay, that person right there is, listen, that's under the blood. Who I am today, that right there is not going to be, it's not going to dictate who I am in the future and who God has called me to be. See, that's when you stand up and take control. Okay, that's when you stand up and take control. And see, when you say something like, and you don't necessarily have to say that to the narcissist, but your lack of response to their childish behavior lets them know that I'm not going to be controlled by your threats and whatever you decide to do. But the lesson in it all is keep your information, family, to yourself. That's the lesson in it all. Properly vet people before you tell them things, because these situations are very real. And a lot of people have been truly hurt by these types of situations, okay, and betrayals, and traumatized by it. So family, I hope this helps, but you should never stay or try to compromise your sanity because people have this type of information. You pray about it, put it under the blood, and keep it moving. And guess what? Now you still can't come back. And I'm still not coming back. I'm staying no contact. How about that? All right, family, that's how you treat that. All right, so y'all take really good care of yourselves, all right? And I will see you all on the next video, fam. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.